Why do annuities have a bad rap? Why have your thoughts been influenced from something that happened 30 years ago? That should no longer be the case, and you should at least be considering having annuities part of your financial plan and for your financial future. Here's why. Welcome. It is nice having you as part of in the Enriching Wealth time here, and we are going to be discussing annuities. You see, annuities are things that a lot of people have at least a thought process that has been in place for probably the last 20 or 30 years. Now, that thought process is staying the same. It's very consistent over the course of the last 20 or 30 years, but the products themselves, the annuities themselves, have shifted, have molded and changed for the better. So that is why you should be considering them, because at least looking into the benefits, and that's what we're going to be discussing today. So let's dive in here. What is an annuity? And let's talk about the reasons why you should at least be considering them. Now, an annuity, really on the heart of it, is just an insurance contract. But this insurance contract is something slightly different than life insurance. You see, conceptually, life insurance is to guard against your passing. So you have the ability to leave a legacy. Annuities are something different. Annuities are for your living. So there's a different aspect of the insurances and what the insurance companies do with annuities. Now, on a basic level, a very rudimentary annuity could just be there to provide tax-deferred growth. So this is money that you would put in, and it will grow tax-deferred. Not tax-free, but tax-deferred. I like to call this a tax-me-later type of an account. So this is money that you may want to set aside for the future, but you don't want to pay taxes on that growth this year. So things can change. You can be moving in and out of different types of investments, and you're not taxed on that. So that is a very real reason why they are helpful and useful. Now, those in themselves should be very minimal amount of fees. So if we're putting money into there from, say, a bank account or from bond alternatives, or even if we're structuring some annuities to provide for different asset groups, well, those are ones that are just going to be providing the tax deferral. Well, that's not all. So the second thing, and one of the more important aspects of annuities, are the income streams that they provide. You see, annuities are fantastic for providing income. That is the reason why most people have them. That is the reason why we look at them as part of your retirement plan, because, again, when we talk about what annuities are and what they do, they guard against your living. So we can now have a stream of income that will never go down, never go away, as part of some of these income guarantees. So this is also something just to look into. There's going to be many opportunities for you today for income from these products. Again, 20, 30 years ago, you used to do what's called annuitizing an annuity. And you would put in a chunk of money, so let's say $100,000. The insurance company would take that and start paying you a monthly amount, and it would be there for the entirety of your life. Now, that's great if you live another 35 years. That's not so good if you live another 2 years or 3 years. You see, before, when you annuitize a product, the insurance company would take all of that money, they'd start paying you that income, but if something happened, they would keep all of that money. Well, that is probably some of the thought processes that you have come up with as part of what an annuity is and the reasons why you did not want them in the past. But things have changed. Yes, they still have that annuitization option, but they no longer have that as the only option. And most annuities today actually have a withdrawal benefit, an income benefit. Now those benefits are saying, yes, still just like annuitization, you're going to be provided that monthly stream of income. But unlike annuitization, I still control all of the money as well. So that money, if there is something left in the annuity at your passing, those assets can go to heirs, whether it's your spouse, whether it's your children, or someone else. So you remain in control of the money. That is a huge aspect why you need to be at least considering an annuity as part of your wealth plan, because of the income streams and the ability to control the outcomes of where your money goes in the event of your passing. So let's get back to this. Let's get back to the income streams in general. Now, some are not guaranteed, and you're just going to have money based upon the amounts that you have altogether that you've put into the annuity. Most are guaranteed though, and this is again finding the correct annuity for you. Most income streams are guaranteed, and what that means is, just like a pension, they're going to start paying to you every month for the rest of your life. Some of them will go for your life and your spouse's life. Others will have a certain period of time they'll pay out, but in the event of your passing, if there's any money left over, again, it goes to your heirs, your beneficiaries. But let's say there's no money left over. Let's say that you have outlived the money in this contract. So that's where we have a zero as part of your contract value. But the income on some of these will continue to keep paying out. So that is an incredible aspect. That's the reason why we say you'll never be able to outlive your money with an annuity. So again, if life insurance guards against your passing, annuities guard against you living by providing another stream and source of income. Okay, so we have tax deferral, we have it guaranteed income for many of these annuities. Now we have another aspect to annuities as well. We can have a guarantee in the death benefit. Now, again, not all annuities have this. So it's what you want and finding the annuity that's going to be right for you. But some of them do have guaranteed death benefits. So conceptually, let's kind of think about this. We start out at $100,000 and it starts going down because we are paying you that monthly income. So yes, that will reduce how much money is left over. But let's say now we have $100,000 that we started with. We've paid you $50,000. So the contract value now is down to $50,000. Upon your passing, you can actually guarantee that that money steps back up and you pass on that full $100,000 to your beneficiaries. Another incredible way for you to protect against you living and to protect against your passing. So we can have guarantees in place for both. There is another guarantee that you have as well. And again, not all policies have this, so it'd be worth it to at least look into the ones that are going to be right for you. But what we can also do is say, maybe we want to grow with the stock market. Maybe we want to have a lot of growth. That is one aspect. Or maybe we just want guaranteed growth. So we start with that 100,000, and no matter what, we want 4% growth or 5% growth every single year. Some may pay that. Others may pay 2 or 3. It depends on the contract and the value and what they're paying right now. But that is something to at least consider as well. Should this be a bond alternative? Can we pay out income? Do we want that death benefit? Do we want guaranteed growth? And oh yeah, we still want the tax deferral that comes from it as well. So all of these are aspects of annuities. all of these are parts of the tool that is an annuity. So when you take a look at annuities, when you take a look at if they're going to be right for you, look into all those different details and figure out what you actually want. Because if we just want the guaranteed income, maybe we don't need everything else that annuities happen to come with. And if that's the case, we can reduce the fees. That's the last aspect that I want to talk about. Fees. You see, even as little as 5 years ago, there used to be every annuity company would charge maybe say 3%, 4%, 5% fees. And if you were very, very lucky, maybe you found an insurance company that would give you everything you wanted for maybe 2.5%. But that was a very rare instance. Things have changed. And now, while those companies are still out there that are charging 3, 4, 5% fees, there are other companies that are now providing fee-based and advisory type of annuities that are incredibly low in fees. So now they could be a third of the fees or less that some of these other companies are charging in these other annuity policies. So then we can say, if we're not paying all this money to fees, we have more money to grow. You have more money to leave as a legacy. You have more money to give to others. Well, that is going to be a big issue when it comes time for making sure you have money to live on and money to pass on. Fees are vitally important, so make sure the carrier that you choose, that you know all the fees, and that they're low cost, and that you know how the fees are taken out as well, so that they don't adversely affect your policy. Well, that was a very brief introduction to annuities, and I hope that at least gives you some thought processes to talk about and to think about with annuities in general. And there's going to be a lot more to come and a lot more changes that happen with annuities as well over the years. But for now, know that annuities are tools that you can use, and it just is a part of what you want to be using the annuity for, and then finding the fees that are going to be the low cost that you need. With that, have a great day. I hope you liked our time today here talking about annuities and that it was thought-provoking. Please share this with others by subscribing and liking this channel so that others may find it. And there's going to be many other opportunities for you to look at different videos, different ways that you can be enriching your wealth. So please click on the other videos as part of this channel, and we will be seeing you on the next Enriching Wealth.